And thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're enjoying that sunshine today. Boy, it's supposed to be beautiful out there. High right around 65, 66 degrees. So again, just another beautiful day up here, and we'll take it. We are spoiled in Rim Country. Well, this morning in the studio we have guest District 1 Supervisor Steve Christensen. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Rim Country. Yeah, I'm ready for spring.
Oh, there we go. I know this month has really been teasing us. I say it goes from 60 to snow overnight.
Yep.
And then from snow to 60. You know.
And from rain to flowers.
Yeah. Rain, snow, flowers. Yeah. Did you see when you came to the building today, here the Sawmill Theater building, all of the purple leaf plums, the blossoms out there on the trees?
You know, I didn't notice those, but we have a large one in our front yard. It's just beautiful.
Oh, they are beautiful.
Yeah.
They are. So, yeah, the trees are blooming. And yeah, today and tomorrow, just beautiful sunny days. And
I went to Globe yesterday, and so it was a beautiful day. And the mountains are really green, and also patches of flowers everywhere. So.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I heard it's really blooming down there in different parts of southern Gila County. Just beautiful blooms.
Well, and I think over there on the San Carlos, they have those. Is it the poppies or the orange ones? You know?
Yeah, California poppies.
They really go big over there.
Yes. Wow.
So.
Yeah, beautiful. It is a beautiful county that we live in here, Gila County.
Oh, it's the best county, Chris.
Oh,
absolutely.
Come on.
Come on.
You don't have to say that.
No contest.
No, it really it is a diverse county. There's a lot of great things in Gila County. It amazes me. I think you know, it's common. You talk to people born and raised in Arizona. I'm not one of them, but my wife is, and there are so many natives that haven't traveled around. You know,
right.
Seen different places. I think when you come from out of state, you're really amazed at Arizona, the beauty of Arizona, and I think it is a case where people that are transplants tend to maybe get out a little more than some of the natives that have been here, and it's just, oh yeah, we have the Grand Canyon, oh we have, you know, the Chiricahua, you know, National Monument, this and that. There's so many beautiful places, and here in Gila County, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there is, and I heard the other day Cameron Davis, who runs Discover Gila County website, and said people that come from out of state or even out of country, and they come to the Rim Country with the intent of seeing all of the various things that we have. And there's people, like you say, that grow up here that, well, they'll travel to Banff, Canada, but they have never been to the Natural Bridge 15 miles away. So, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, I know. It's,
so we have a lot of great things here.
Certainly do. And you mentioned Discover Gila County. If you haven't visited the website, I really encourage you to do that. It's discovergilacounty.com.
Yep.
And what is great about that website, there's many great things, but there's an Explore tab where it gives you, and it tells you about all the different places you can explore in Gila County. The camping, hiking, fishing, the different lakes you can go to. And then it also has a tab for eat and stay. So when you're out visiting those places, here are recommendations on where you can stay and get a meal.
It's really awesome. He even lists job openings on there and everything. And so I know Maya Crespin's listening this morning, I think, so hi. And you know, she used to be on that board with that. And so that website and that whole marketing system has won award after award, and it's really awesome. If you have not gone there, it's full of videos, it's full of lots of things, so do that, please. It's bringing a lot of money actually to Gila County. Tons of money.
Well, and you mentioned Poppy, and there's actually the AZ Poppy Fest, which started the 23rd of March, and then on April 5th, first Friday, they had a Poppy Fest down there in Globe, but there's other events as well that are part of that Arizona Poppy Fest, and that's in the Copper Corridor.
Yeah, Copper Corridor. So, and on the San Carlos, is it Cibicue that everybody likes to go to over there?
I
think so.
Yeah, it doesn't mention.
It's right off the highway.
Right off the highway. It does mention the Bullion Plaza Museum has some events and lectures on poppies. That's coming up Friday, April 12th. So, yeah, just between Southern Gila County, Northern Gila County, so many things happening.
Right, and we're going to start seeing a lot more events up in the Pine area.
Oh, yes.
With quilters and different events up there. There's a car show coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's April 20th.
Okay.
I should
Sounds
know
good.
that. I'm going to take a car up there. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If everybody knows where the old county road is,
Mm-hmm.
there by Old County Pizza
Mm-hmm.
place, you would go down that way, kind of to the corner where Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
You got it. And there's what they call the Old Red Barn, so it's they're gonna have an event there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look it up here before I forget.
No, and that's where, it's the same location where they do the Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction, does their Fire on the Rim mountain bike race, and the Pine Trail Run also
Yes.
is held there at the county building in the old Red Barn.
Yeah, and it is on the 20th of April. That's a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts around 9 or a little after that. And it's a benefit for the Pine Trails and the fuel reduction people.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's just go get yourself a hot dog, walk around, have some fun.
All right. That is great. So what else? I know there's always, we
Well-
always have things going on.
Speaking of Pine,
Yeah.
there's an outfit up there called Circa, and that's an acronym. I can't really remember what it is, but they take care of the old buildings there in downtown that actually belong to the school. So, where they have most of the events right there.
Yes.
And so we're going to turn, well, it's actually in the process, but we're turning one of those buildings, and I believe it's the one that's the big open one, with the wood floor, and it's
Okay.
like the old gymnasium.
The Pine Cultural Hall.
That's it.
Yep.
Yep, and the words aren't coming to me real quick today.
Some days it's like that.
Yeah, I need more
understand.
water. But
There you go.
so that is being turned into, well, it's not being turned into, but it's going to be designated an emergency center.
Mhm.
Okay, by the Red Cross and all that. That's all in the process. I'm helping get all that done. And then I'm going to use some of my discretionary money to purchase, say, a generator or whatever we need up there to truly turn it into a place where people can go in the event of an emergency or power outage or something like that.
okay.
And so
Great.
we're going to establish that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, because there's the kitchen in that building, so we have a kitchen in there already.
Yeah, and so Pine doesn't really have that right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, other than in
School?
an emergency, it could be turned into something rather quickly, but the school and all of those things would be kind of caught off their feet a little bit in the event of a real quick emergency. So we
Yeah.
want to get something in place, plan it out, and have all the equipment there and everything. So I'm going to help them with that. And so we're working on that, and also been working on for a couple years, and now it's there, the flashing speed signs.
Oh, okay, I remember you mentioning that.
Pine and Strawberry, both.
Okay.
So, when you're going in there and you ignore all the other ones, there'll be one flashing in your face, hey, slow down.
And that's really great. I remember you saying, with all the events that take place in Pine and Strawberry, at
Yeah.
the different businesses there, the Sportsman Chalet and also Bandits Restaurant.
Yep, yep.
So,
And then all downtown Pine where there's little kids running everywhere, there's people walking all over and dogs, and so people need to slow down. It is a highway, however, Yeah, we don't need anybody hurt.
No, and for that short distance, it's not
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah.
Just slowing down, and then once you get out of town, there you
Yeah,
go,
hey,
you're back
there you
up
go.
to speed. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. No, that's great to see that those signs are being put in.
Yeah, so that's all done, finally. And I've been also working on, let's see, what else? Fossil Creek, I actually met with one of Mark Kelly's, Senator Mark Kelly's representatives. I think you met with
Taylor.
her the same day.
Taylor, yep, after
Taylor
your
Rogers.
meeting. That's right, yeah.
And so after I met with her, then she went and saw you, and a really great person. And I think we might be able to move the needle a little bit more with getting some improvements out at Fossil Creek so that we can do our rescues more efficiently and timely.
Oh, wow.
Save
yeah.
lives rather than
Yes.
hurt people.
And that also would be great. It would be a real benefit for, what is it, the search and rescue. Search and rescue.
That's the whole point, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not trying to improve anything for necessarily public access. They're already getting in there.
Yes.
And we're not opening it up to public driving or any vehicles or anything. We just need the trails improved enough to where we can get a UTV in there.
Gotcha.
Because it's 4 miles down into the canyon and takes about 6 hours to rescue someone. And
Yeah.
6 hours, someone's gonna die again. I mean, we've had 8 deaths, I think, over the last 7
Wow.
years.
Wow.
And almost 1,000 rescues.
And yeah, I was going to say, there would be even more deaths. Oh my goodness, many more deaths if it wasn't for Tunnel Rim Search and Rescue.
Oh, yeah.
And the incredible job they do. I mean,
Yeah, we just have to set up a cemetery down there.
Oh, yeah. Kind of a morbid thought, but a reality. If and it's
Well-
I know also we were talking, and I think you were talking about you know, and I know people can ignore them, but just trying to have the educational or placards, whatever, letting people know
Yeah.
it is serious. You don't go down in flip-flops. You don't go down without water.
You don't, and we have those placards, but people are pretty arrogant sometimes. They just like, oh, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. And then they'll get hurt or they run out of water. That's actually the thing that happens the most is they get too hot,
Yeah.
they run out of water, and then it's an uphill 4-mile climb out.
Oh, yes.
And so it's...
Yeah, it's serious. Yeah, I know it's the same, at the Grand Canyon. I've been down there a couple times, and boy, you see some people coming out, and they're not in good shape, and they don't realize just how hard it is.
So Fossil Creek, which doesn't have the visitorship that the
Yes.
Grand Canyon has,
Uh-huh.
is number 2 to the Grand Canyon as far as amount of rescues.
Wow.
Number 2 in the state.
With a much smaller visitation.
Much
numbers.
smaller
Yeah.
visitation, a lot more people getting in trouble in Fossil Creek
Wow.
percentage-wise.
Goodness, huh?
Yeah, so it's pretty serious. So hopefully, the senator, who's been good to us, will, and he just was reelected, so, and that makes a difference, I think. When you have years to go before you're running again and things. He has time to get some things done, or he doesn't have to worry about whether or not he's gonna upset some constituent for doing it. So, because the Fossil Creek thing seems so simple to fix, but there's political and spiritual values there, Native American values, different things, so it gets a little bit of a tight walk,
And you find that is true with a lot of issues that you face, a lot of projects.
Oh, mining is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Resolution Copper, there's the largest copper deposit in the world is just south here near Globe. I don't think it's in Gila County though, I think it's just in Pinal, but it's worth billions and they want to mine that, and so there's, they just passed a hurdle though with the Supreme Court, said it's okay for the Forest Service to go ahead and go through with it. There was some Native American issues they needed to work through.
Gotcha. Joel Mona, a fellow council member
Yeah.
here on the town council, he told me this quote he saw the other day, and he sent it to me, but I think it's applicable for this conversation. It says, for every complex problem, there's an answer that is clear, simple, and wrong. and having
Clear, simple, and
experienced
wrong.
that, clear, simple, and wrong, is because unless you really look at the entire issue, and
Yeah.
take in every factor, and when you do, it isn't as simple and clear as it was maybe when you first started looking at it, because there's all these wrinkles, there's all these.
Yeah, so you have a complex problem that can be solved simply but can't be.
Yeah.
And then you have a simple problem that seems to be so complicated to solve. It's so true though, until you actually get into this kind of thing and understand how slowly things move, and that you feel this real level of success if you can just see movement of any sort, where it's not just stagnant, froze up, or not moving at all. So I feel good that things are moving a little bit in that direction, and we are getting a few things done up there.
Gotcha.
And it's just taking 3 years to get what I thought 3 months
Yeah.
would be enough.
Yeah. Got a message also from David Brandt, who's watching the program. I believe he's going to be at the car show up there. He said the Red Barn at the corner of Old County Road in Bradshaw and Pine is having a fundraiser on 4/20 for the Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction Team. It's 10 to 2, and if you're going to park your vehicle, it's a $10 donation.
Right.
Be there by 9 a.m. There's a beer and wine garden, silent auction, vendors, and live music. It's going to be a good time. See you all there.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you,
doing that.
David.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
clarifies it real well. So yeah, I plan on being there.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I got an old car, so I'm going to bring it up there.
Now, you're an old car or your old truck?
Well, I have an old car now.
Oh, okay.
I also have an old truck.
Yeah, I know your truck is.
Yeah,
real nice.
everything I have is old, you know?
Wait, no, don't. Karen, you're not listening, right?
No, she's not. No, I'm not referring to any personnel, any people. No. So yeah, she's getting better like wine with age, you know how
There
it
you
goes.
go.
And so,
Sweet talker.
no, last year I bought a 1957 Fairlane,
Oh.
and it's they call it the Skyliner. It's got the retractable hardtop.
Okay.
Yeah, and so.
So that was to provide balance because your truck is a Chevy, correct?
Yes.
So now you have a Ford and the
Yeah,
Chevy. So,
and so
okay.
I'll have to tell my wife that's another reason
Yeah.
we have it. Uh-huh.
You needed a
It's
balance.
balance. We gotta have some balance. So
I don't think she.
one thing I don't have is a Harley Davidson, so maybe I need a little balance there.
Oh yeah. Good luck,
And,
Steve. Good luck.
But so anyway, I said, I gotta have something for parades. So why not?
Yeah. No, there
So
we go.
anyway, it's just fun.
Oh yeah. So there we go. So what else do you have going on, or what else has happened?
Well, let everybody know coming up we have a work session Tuesday, April 30th, and we're going to deal with 2 topics in a work session. So that's where we don't vote on it, but we get input. And one of them is short-term rentals. Kind of a hot topic, really a hot topic all over the nation, not just Gila County or Arizona.
No, yeah.
It's all over. There's a lot of people that either love them or hate them, and we love the economy they bring, and we don't want to get rid of them. We want to keep them, but we need to be able to address issues that arise, and that where we don't have an ordinance. And if we don't have an ordinance, then we can't address specific issues. And so we don't want to be harsh with the ordinance. We've already established an ordinance, and it was an ordinance where it came from state statute, it came from other ordinances that other communities have or other counties have, and it was just kind of put together. And so there's probably a few things in there that are not appropriate for the area we're in, or could be adapted. And so we're going to look at that. That's April 30th. That should be a lively meeting. Also on that day, and I kind of wish we weren't doing both of these on the same day because they're both fairly lively, is the Gila County Provisional College Board is going to present to us the current status of the Gila Provisional College and the contract agreement with EAC and the money that the county provides for them in order to achieve accreditation, and so we're going to be looking at all of that stuff.
Yes. Going back to the short-term rentals, I think it is that balance, finding that balance, because as you said, they provide a wonderful service for the community in that, especially in Pine Strawberry, there's only a couple or one hotel, or two hotels, one in Strawberry and then the one in Pine, Lodge at 5600. And then the cabins, you have some cabins, but there just is not enough places for people to stay. So the short-term rentals fill that need, but they can't be so prevalent to where they just overrun the neighborhoods. There's no control, like you said, over visitors that are staying there. So that's where the ordinances come into play.
Yes, and so my primary reason for supporting the ordinance is to establish a database. So what we would do is we would say you have to have a permit, an annual permit, and you give us your information. If we have an issue at that address, we know who to contact. And it'll take burden off of the sheriff's department and things like that. All the other stuff, let's talk about the different nuances of the fines, if there's fines, or if there's a background check that needs to be done or not, or recommended, all the different things that we can talk about. But primarily, if you are a permanent resident in those areas and you've been there for years, whatever, you sort of have the idea that your neighborhood should stay the same as it's zoned. But the short-term rentals are allowed into residential zoning. We can't change that. We can't require them to be a business. It's the state really regulates how much we can do, and they've only recently said you can regulate them a little bit. And so we're allowed to do what we're doing. However, we don't want to stifle the business itself. So we're getting this support and also not support. And so we need to just kind of come to a middle ground somewhere.
And I think with really every decision you make, the county makes, the town makes, there's pros and cons. There's positives and negatives. And it's recognizing the positives and negatives, not denying, you know, being in denial that, oh, this is great and there's no negative to it. There's always going to be a negative to any decision we make. So it's balancing that. It's recognizing and saying, okay, the positives, here's why we feel they outweigh the negatives. There are some negatives here, but here are the positives, and balancing those. Yeah,
more government, quite honestly, is always a negative of some nature. But the ordinance, I think, is needed, so I support the ordinance. I'm not a big ordinance guy, you know, like let's just make a whole bunch of rules to stifle everybody's activities. But in this case, I think it protects people that should have an expectation of peacefulness in their neighborhood, down the street, and if there is a problem, we can address it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in regards to the EAC, Payson Campus, GCC, the Provisional College, after, I know personally, after meeting with Janice Lawthorne, Jan Brocker, you know, that group is working very hard and moving forward and moving the college forward. And I know I was encouraged after that meeting to know that they're working towards, you know, that accreditation. They're working towards some good things. So hopefully, you know, that happens sooner rather than later because of, you know, an interruption in the college just would be very, very unfortunate. So.
Well, and I'm kind of in the thick of it, so I kind of know more than most about what some of the internal stuff is. In fact, I'm having another meeting today on it. We are going to be having the board of directors come before the board of supervisors, not because we have control over that board, any more than we have control over town council or any of the other districts and all that.
Library district.
We don't, so, but we do have a grant that we give it's a discretionary grant that we give to the college here in order to achieve accreditation. And so we have to hold them accountable to that money, and it's a large amount. It's $250,000 a year, and they have to demonstrate to us that it's being used appropriately. It's taxpayers' money. It's only appropriate that we ask questions, the hard questions and whatever. So not really sure how that's going to go, Chris. It's because some things have deteriorated when it comes to the relationship with EAC, the contract's coming to an end, the nursing program's in real jeopardy, and the accreditation could take another 2 years minimum. And where are we going to be when it comes to the full-time equivalents for student enrollment, which is required? You know, where are we in this whole process? It seems a little spooky at the moment, a little bit like we're on thin ice and we don't really know what direction to go. So we're going to be talking about that. And it could be pretty in-depth.
And what day is that again?
April 30th.
April 30th.
The same as the STR.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long day. Now, the provisional college will be the first one that we talk with.
Okay.
So that'll start at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And however long that takes. And it will be interactive because that's what a work session is. It's not just a presentation. It'll be, well, let's talk about this or let's talk about that, and you know, what's the plan here and that. And then the STR will be the same way, and there will be an opportunity for the public to interact as well. I'm the chairman, so I've got to try and control that a bit. I don't need 100 people telling me the same, telling all of us the same story.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of create a conciseness to the presentations.
No.
It just demonstrates that we are willing to look at it. We're not just putting our blinders on saying, hey, deal with it, we don't care what you think. So, because this puts us out there. This says, you know, hey, I don't know that we've made a mistake, but maybe we can make some changes to what we have done. And so.
And then also, this is, it affects, because Gila Community College is not just Payson, but Globe as well. So you have the Payson campus and the Globe campus.
It affects the
entire
medical
county.
Industry,
Yeah.
the hospitals, Mogollon Health, so everybody. It's much bigger than you realize.
So there, we just have a couple minutes, but also just saw that a remodel, looking at a remodel here at the courthouse, the building.
Yeah, we've got $1.8 million we're going to be spending on the old courthouse, okay, the old buildings. And so that's going to be a remodel that'll last for decades going into the future, really necessary. The building's already about 50 years old, and so it's really time to do that. We're going to do that. Also, we're going to continue doing some improvements on the fairgrounds down south. I just talked about yesterday, they're planning on doing a go-kart track that will accommodate not only go-karts, but also other kind of racing venues. And so it'll open up the opportunity for vendors to come in or whatever. I don't even really know. All we did was approve the idea that they're going to look into it.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay.
And then bring that back to
And then bring that back to us.
Gotcha.
So we approved the idea that they're going to do some consulting and figure out the best plan going forward. So there's that. Gosh, there's just lots of stuff that we're doing. We're getting close to the end of our ARPA money, and so the ARPA money is money that we got from COVID, and we didn't have to pay for the money. We don't have to match the money. $10.5 million. We've been able to do a lot of great things, but we're getting closer to the end of that. So we want to capture the most out of that.
And also getting closer to the bridge in Tonto Basin.
Oh yeah,
completed.
a couple months or so.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
There's no fixed date yet when we're going to have a ceremony.
Okay.
But they're estimating possibly June, right in there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. It's 10:30. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing. Thank you everyone for listening and watching today, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you're looking for something to do, hey, there's a Longhorn softball game this evening, 6 p.m. They take on Holbrook, so if you want to come out to the softball field and cheer on the Lady Horns, I'm sure they would love your support. Well, it's time to get back to the music here on KRIM. Have some Buffalo Springfield, Pure Prairie League, Little River Band, and more coming up. But first, hey, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Thank you, Chris.
You are welcome. Thank you.